What is up, everybody? The second part of our order came in. This is all about airbrushing, so I figured I would shoot this real quick just to let everybody know how it's going. I'm going through the process of getting into airbrushing myself. This is my very first rig. Here she is, looking pretty good. I'll walk around here and get the specs to it real quick. So here she is, a Posh model DC600R, quarter of a horsepower. Yeah, this is all the specs. What caught my eye about this is a dual piston. So you're gonna have two instead of one. It does have holders for two guns here, right? This comes with an air tank, comes with the compressor, everything in this neat little package. Okay, don't get me wrong, it's not like this thing's 8 pounds. It is 20 pounds. This bad boy is 20 pounds, but for someone like me, I don't think that's too much, because pretty much with this 20-pound bundle that has a nice little solid little case to it and a carrying lever here, 20 pounds isn't bad. You can easily put this in the back of your truck. You can put this, on your back seat. You can drive this thing around, and with that 20 pounds comes your whole your whole painting kit, pretty much. Because the gun is obviously separate. You're gonna have to get your own gun, right? The other thing people need to think about is all the hoses and all the connections and all of the all the little extras that you're going to want, like this. This is something I specifically got because it's going to help get it's going to help get moisture out of this line. This thing has a moisture catch on it already down here, right? Very nice little release to let that moisture out, and you can see it, you can look at it and figure out what the hell it is. Right, but just in case that misses anything, I have another one right here. This does have like a micro sponge in here, and it will get moisture out. Why was this important to me? Because when me and my brother first, talked about airbrushing and where we're gonna do it, we were standing in like this, 100-degree garage, and we were like, okay, we're gonna airbrush here. And I just remember it being very, very humid that day. And, Michigan has some humid summers just because of the Great Lakes and everything. It is what it is. So I tried to get something that was optimal in humid settings. And this is the best I could come up with. There is a air compressor set that's cheaper than this, okay? It's about $120. And if you guys want to look that one up, I would have got that one. But when I was looking for it online, it wasn't talking about, anything to help deal with humidity. There's a guy named Barbosa Rex. I hope I'm saying that right. Sounds like a pirate name. But he is somebody that works with airbrushes all the time. I've been watching some of his videos. He paints Gundams. He paints cars. And most importantly, he's going to teach you how to actually mix the paint. Some paints you have to mix them with like thinner. I haven't even got to that part yet, but it's good to know that I'm already subscribed to somebody that has the instructional vids out on how much paint thinner to mix with this paint before you spray it. So check that out if you're in the market for a system like this. And this one costs $200. This is the cheapest one I could find. That's a Passat, whatever this thing's called. This came in right at around $199. And while I say that, I'm getting rid of the Awada brush because this does not come with it. You have to buy these separately. Best of luck finding the best deal that you can on an Awada brush. These things are a little bit pricey, but they have an awesome range as far as what they're gonna spit out and what you can do with this thing. I even got another tip for this one. I haven't messed with that yet. Obviously, that's something I'm going to play around with after I have everything assembled. But it should give me a different spray size coming out of this. So we'll have to see how that works. But from my understanding, this Iwata HPCS is pretty much perfect for airbrushing miniatures the way that I want to. It's going to give me a good range, and hopefully I never even have to swap out the nozzle. So before you buy any of this stuff, be aware of what you're doing, be aware of where you're going to do it, right? The one cool thing I will say about the other air compressor that was like 120 bucks that Mr. Barbosa covers on his channel, it did come with the hoses. It came with the hoses to attach your gun to the air compressor, right? This one does not come with the hoses. So, you know, for $199, you are just getting this box. But to me, like I said, they did a little bit better of a job advertising how this thing gets rid of moisture. That kind of drew me in a little bit. The fact that this is a dual piston, you know, that helps. I'm thinking it's going to give this product a little bit more longevity. And overall, I like the case in it. It's nice and neat and simple. And for me, it was worth the extra money, I guess, as long as this thing actually powers up and works, which we will find out after I get all the lines for it and everything. The other thing is, don't think that you're going to buy one of these air compressors and, oh, I'll just go to Home Depot or Lowe's and I'll get the line and I'll get, yeah, that's probably not going to work. They will sell fittings that are like a 1/4 inch. This is a 1/4 inch fitting right here, right? I can put a 1/4 inch fitting right here. The problem is this gun is going to want to take like 1/8 of an inch. So instead of buying anything at Home Depot and having to return everything, I found myself just pretty much standing there looking at everything and going online and ordering one of these hoses that will work for this brush, because it says it has a 1/4 inch adapter that goes to this, obviously, and then it has 1/8 of an inch adapter or side on the other side that's going to actually go into the airbrush. The other thing I liked about the line that I got is it has like tension in it. It's wrapped like an old school phone cord. That was important to me because, you know, the other alternative was to buy 100 feet of airline from Home Depot. Like that was the only thing that they had right now. I would have been stuck with 100 feet of it. There'd be a hose coming off of here. There'd be 100 feet of hose on the floor, and then there would just be the little piece of hose that I would be using to actually spray things, and I'd probably be tripping on the cords. I'd be getting tangled in them. So, you know, the Iwata cord that they sell for 20 bucks, it's like spring loaded, so when you let it go, it'll retract and you won't have cord everywhere. So I'm waiting for that thing to come in, and then we're actually going to kick this bad boy on and see how she works. I know she's going to work so much better because we have the Iwata sticker on there. Pretty much that sticker is just like, hey, keep your air chisel away. This thing is for painting, right? So as soon as all that comes in, we will kick this bad boy on and actually start playing around with it. One thing that I do really like about this, and it's the little things that count, the devil's in the details, right? It's the little feet. These little suction cup feet are awesome on this thing. Like, this thing's going to sit on a steady, like a strong surface, and it's not going to move and vibrate. I do have old air compressors that just have like hard, stiff rubber that they're sitting on, and they will actually just kind of like vibrate off the table. So I can already see that they've addressed that here. These things are like little suction cups. So very nice, very nice. This thing's going to be a little bit louder than the other ones on the market. I think it's just because it's dual piston. Most of them are coming in at under 50 dBi, 50 decibels. This one's coming in at 52, so I'm getting 2 extra decibels of loudness. Like I said, I really don't care because I just figure this one will be a little bit more durable. Hopefully it lasts a little bit longer. It's better at making that pressure and holding on to it. So yeah, this is what I got. This is my first setup. Can't wait to actually turn this bad boy on, see what she can do. That'll be for another video. So if anybody is thinking about getting into this, I think this is one of the best setups for under $200 that you can get. Obviously, that does not include this. But if you want one for like 120 bucks, go check out Barbosa Rex. I saw his videos after I already purchased this, because the one that he was showing off for $100, it has moisture protection just like this one does. The thing is, when I was looking at all those, that wasn't really advertised, and I wanted to actually pick one of these out that, you know, they acknowledge that moisture is a thing and that theirs is better at dealing with it type deal. And then, you know, after I watched his video and was like, oh, it does have that. Okay. You know, by then this thing was ordered and I was like, well, you know what? I paid a little bit more. Mine's going to have 2 pistons in it instead of 1. It's going to come with this cool little case, everything built into it. You know, but if you're not a huge fan of the case, if the case isn't a big thing for you and you want to save, I don't know, maybe like 80 bucks and you're cool with just, you know, 1 piston powering all this, being a little bit more quiet, I would definitely say go check those out. Harbor Freight's like starting to sell them as like a starter kit. I'm pretty sure that's one of the ones he was reviewing. The point is, you can find them online for $100, $120, and they will actually come with an air hose that will already fit on here. And it looked like a pretty good airline that Mr. Rex was showing on his video. It's soft, so you can move it around. It's not like one of these plastic, like these hard plastic airlines that you would use to maybe inflate a tire or put air into a basketball. You know, so I thought that was cool. This one didn't come with anything like that, so I had to order my own, and that's what we're waiting on. But yeah, I will be making some vids when we can actually power this bad boy on, and I will be testing everything out. I have a bunch of accessories to test. I have different fittings, different, not the needle. The needle in this is going to stay the same, but I do have a different spraying attachment to go on here, a different tip. And we'll see what that all does, if that was worth the extra $20, or if I never end up even using that thing. So I just wanted to put this out there though. So far so good. This thing looks awesome for what I paid for it. I feel very happy, but you never know. When that line gets here a few days from now, I could plug this thing on and it could not power on. So if that's the case, we'll definitely be making another recording anyway. But I just did want to get this out there because I think for $198 or whatever, I think this thing's pretty solid, and I think it offers a lot. Assuming that it works, it should work. This is a premier brand. So I don't know, if you're an experienced airbrusher and I've made a fatal mistake, please leave a comment and let me know. Thank you much, YouTube. Later, everybody.